Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating text that takes a deep dive into Joshua chapter 12. Now, I know what you might be thinking. At first glance, this ancient chapter reads a whole lot like an old phone book. It's basically just a massive, detailed catalog of kings, territories, and boundary lines. But the source material we're exploring today makes a big claim. It argues that this historical list is actually a highly detailed blueprint for claiming victories in our modern lives. So let's dive right in and see exactly how the text makes this intriguing connection, framing ancient records as enduring everyday promises.
Okay, so the text zeroes in on one absolutely crucial foundational theme moving forward. It points out that the ancient Israelites were facing literal giants and heavily fortified cities, navigating some incredibly tough geography, all the way from the River Arnon through Gilead straight up to Mount Hermon. But here's the catch. The author argues their success did not come from perfect execution or some brilliant military strategy. Nope. The material suggests it came from an unyielding obedience to a simple command to just advance. They simply had to take the physical steps because, as the text argues, the spiritual victory was already completely secured by the one who commanded them to move in the first place.
And to put the sheer magnitude of this ancient victory into perspective, just look at this number, 31. That represents 31 distinct kings defeated on the west side of the Jordan River alone, and that's adding to the earlier conquests on the east side. The author highlights these massive strongholds, Jericho with its legendary walls, Jerusalem up at its incredibly defensive elevation, and huge trade route cities like Megiddo and Hazor. And it wasn't just one type of terrain either. They secured fertile plains for provision and rugged mountains for protection. The text uses this to show us that absolutely every part of the promised inheritance was intentionally, strategically secured.
But what I really love here is that the source material doesn't just leave these victories buried in antiquity. It actually traces this exact same pattern of faith straight through a historical timeline. We start way back around 1400 BC, with folks like Caleb claiming his mountain and the walls of Jericho coming down. Then it leaps forward to the 1800s, pointing out William Carey's massive social reforms, and into the 1900s with Watchman Nee's deeply impactful ministry. And it brings it all the way to us, modern, everyday believers. The author completely reframes this from a dusty history lesson into an active, living legacy that stretches right into the present day.
So what does this kind of enduring patience actually look like? Well, the text highlights this incredible quote from Caleb in Joshua 14. Just imagine this for a second, waiting 40 long years for a promised inheritance, 40 years of just wandering and trusting. But the author focuses on what happened when the time finally came. Caleb didn't hesitate for a second. He boldly claimed his territory, declared his strength was fully preserved, and literally drove out the exact same giants that had terrified everyone else 4 decades earlier. For the author, this is a stunning case study showing that even if the timing requires immense, crazy amounts of patience, those foundational promises remain totally valid.
The author then doubles down on this unyielding spirit by contrasting followers from totally different historical eras. Take Watchman Nee in the 20th century. According to the text, he taught total reliance on Christ right in the middle of severe persecution in China, bringing profound spiritual strength to countless people. And right alongside him, consider William Carey in the 1800s, who persistently fought for justice and social reform in India, facing down massive entrenched opposition. The material makes a really compelling point here. Both men faced metaphorical mountains just as intimidating as Caleb's physical ones, and both sparked lasting improvements that rippled way beyond their own lifetimes.
Now, the text brings this whole concept right into our backyards. It argues that these ancient principles apply directly to our modern battlegrounds. And we're talking about everyday places you might not immediately associate with epic victories, like an under-resourced school, a crazy, stressful business environment, a super busy delivery route, or even a fixer-upper home. The big premise here is that while the battlegrounds have shifted from the ancient plains of Jericho to the boardrooms, classrooms, and living rooms of today, the fundamental mechanism for securing victory hasn't changed a bit. Let's look at a really cool modern case study the text presents. It's about a Southeast Asian entrepreneur who launched a manufacturing company right in the middle of severe economic hardship. He was facing serious cash flow issues, aggressive competition, the whole shebang. But instead of panicking, he leaned on a very specific framework. Step 1, he committed to making principled decisions. And by staying consistent with that, the next step naturally followed. He gradually stabilized the business. Because of that stability, he reached step 3, creating fair-paying jobs, which finally led to step 4, generously supporting local community initiatives. The author views this as a literal modern-day Joshua 12 victory, where step-by-step wins build up to complete provision.
And the author sees this exact same pattern unfolding in our everyday routines too. They share the story of a dedicated teacher working in an under-resourced school, dealing with massive class sizes and extremely limited supplies. But through pure patience and dedication, the text suggests she gets to watch transformed lives unfold year after year, one single classroom victory at a time. The text also details a delivery driver constantly battling tight schedules and tough customers. By choosing to respond to those annoying delays with intentional kindness, he actually opens doors for really meaningful conversations. The source uses these stories to argue that routine work can absolutely be transformed into a profound place of victory.
Even our own personal sanctuaries aren't exempt from this framework. The source text shares a really relatable narrative about a family dealing with heavy, totally unexpected repair costs on a fixer-upper home, all while managing neighborhood challenges and sheer exhaustion. But here's the thing, instead of giving in to discouragement, they just labored diligently. They helped their neighbors, they trusted the process, and gradually, that challenging house transformed into a warm, welcoming community hub. For the author, this serves as a powerful reminder that these principles are meant to actively apply to the everyday places where people actually live, turning them into real havens of rest.
Which brings us right to the core question the source text poses directly to its readers. What specific territory are you being called to claim today? The author asks readers to really reflect on their own lives. Whether you're currently facing a sudden illness, deep relational struggles, lingering doubts, or intense financial strain, sure, your challenges probably don't look like fortified ancient cities. But the text challenges its audience to apply that exact same ancient courage to their modern obstacles, urging everyone to trust the process and just keep moving forward.
And the ultimate takeaway from this entire analysis is the beautiful concept of completion. The author uses the detailed record of Joshua 12 as enduring, hard proof that not one single promised area was overlooked in the historical account. According to the text, every single thing promised came to pass. The argument being made to the modern reader is that we can confidently trust this exact same pattern to fulfill good plans in our own lives, even when our personal battles feel impossibly long. It's a highly reassuring message asserting that the work started will for sure be completed.
To really contextualize these ideas, the source material offers a reflection that honestly functions almost like a prayer for the journey ahead. It focuses on asking for profound courage for anyone navigating a difficult path. We're talking pastors, ministers, and leaders serving under immense pressure. It reflects on the need for strength for governing leaders seeking justice, business owners making incredibly hard choices, professionals doing their daily grind, and homeowners building up their families. It's an absolutely beautiful summary of the text's desire to see modern individuals face down their obstacles with the same unyielding courage as those historical figures.
The text wraps up by outlining its ultimate hope for the reader: to see these daily, seemingly small victories steadily add up. The author expresses a genuine desire for readers to watch as the different territories of their lives, their hearts, their homes, their work, and their relationships actually become places where these ancient promises are realized. Because the ultimate goal, according to the author's analysis, is that profound rest and complete sense of inheritance that only comes from navigating life's battles with this specific framework of unwavering trust. Well, if this explainer brought you some clarity today, please hit that follow button and share this with friends who might find this analysis valuable. But before we go, the source leaves us with one final, deeply compelling thought to ponder. If an ancient catalog of conquered cities can truly map out a modern blueprint for resilience, what modern giants are you currently allowing to occupy your territory? Thank you so much for joining me to explore this text today. Keep moving forward, and I will see you next time.